Hello and welcome to What Map, the map review show for Cities Skylines. There are tens of thousands of maps in the workshop now, and so finding the right one for your next build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review one, using our 5-star rating for aesthetics, detail and gameplay potential, awarding only the very best the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to Tuesday's What's Map. BonBon here. How are you doing? Right, today we've got a desert theme map, but before we do that, let me remind you, if you missed last night's Skylines talk, it was with the very popular YouTuber Biffa. You should check it out straight after today's episode. It was a pile of fun, I must tell you. Right, today's map, it's a creator request, Owens Bay by WolfGT. Now, Tuesdays and Fridays are going to be for the foreseeable future creator and subscriber requests. So there's your start square. Okay, little bit of water off the beach and such. And there's your resources. Now, if all those ore were water, this would be a much more fun map, I would say. Right, what do we need? A few bits and bobs. It's Owl's Los Angeles theme, network extensions 2, Daylight Classic, some trees and some rocks. Okay, got it. Also, the colour light used was photo real. And is this photo real? It's not bad, is it? I've got to say, I do get the feel of California. I've got to be honest with you. But then I think Owl's theme does actually manage to do that quite well. Anyway, this is the only highway. This one dead ends over here, and we've got a little bit of a divot there. Interesting. And so yes, that's your highway. We do have a couple of other accesses via roads. This is the water, just about edges in. Difficult to get your water up from there, I'd suggest. Although there was access via the beach as well, so forget that. Right, over here, there is... we'll come back to that. Remind me to come back to that, okay? Remind me. Don't let me forget. Here, though, this is a national road that runs alongside the coast. Not too far from the coast. Between the coast and the hills there. Now, I've got a couple of minor problems with this. Not here, other than the fact that it is a national road, won't carry too much traffic. These little bridges, there's one here. I don't know whether it's the shape of it, whether it's the location of it, whether it's the detailing underneath. I'm not sold on it, okay? I don't like it. Sorry, it's not my fault. If I don't like it, I don't like it. Personal thing, so I'm not going to mark it down, but I'm not big on that. There is another one a bit further along here, very similar, and this one doesn't have the detailing underneath it, this one here. But it's the curve possibly, I don't know. Something about it I don't buy it. Anyway, so that's that national road which goes off to the fog. Let's head back to the start square over here. And there was another road, that's the one. Thanks for reminding me, guys, thank you. Yeah, I had you all shouting. Yeah. Anyway, through the desert, national road again. This is once again not going to carry the maximum amount of traffic. And then we meet this little junction here. This isn't going to carry too much traffic either, but to be honest with you, it doesn't really need to. This is quaint, isn't it? This is quaint. Anyway, we'll follow this road up and see where this leads to. Now, this is obviously going up through a valley. Now, this is going to literally nowhere. Okay, this isn't joining up the outside of the map. And because this is going to nowhere, I felt that this would have a bit more meaning if it had a reason. Past that little rubble there, a bit of detailing. And up here, we've got this little bit of scrubland, okay? Dead end set, right? I think that would look much better with a few abandoned cars. There's like a junkyard or, you know, and a couple of abandoned houses, that kind of thing. Those assets are available for free as part of the vanilla game. And I think a couple of those thrown down there would have given that a reason to exist, that little road going up to nowhere. Anyway, let's head down this one. Once again, this one doesn't actually join up either. The only connections are those two along the coast. And this one cuts through the desert. Swathe, it's like swaying left and right and over the hill. I mean, I'd have a huge problem with it. I would have thought straighter lines in the American desert, but what do I know? I've not been. I'm not checking any maps. I'm just watching yours. This becomes quite nice, wending through the forests. Quite nice again. Cutting through, ziggy zaggy, very nice. And where does it end? It ends here. Can't see any reason for that road at all, other than maybe serving the mountain community. The rail, well, we've already seen the rail, but we're going to look at it anyway. There's one connection only, which is this one. Nice bit of detailing underneath the those little flyover bits there, and now we're just following alongside the highway. This doesn't really do anything, it just dead ends in the start square, which means we're about time for an asset review. Are you ready? Ready? Yes, me too. Today's asset review is the Farming Vehicle Service Area by Populous. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, this seems to be missing a canopy. One of those roofs things. Having checked the thumbnails on the workshop, it's missing. So perhaps there's a little bit missing from this, or maybe that was added extra. I don't know. I really don't know. But I like in some of these buildings, these machines. Some of them I've not seen before, and it's really good to see. It's part of the farming service pack, which you'll also have to subscribe to, but you'll get that when you get to the workshop page. Very nice. Farming Vehicle Service Area. Oh God, by Populous. Fortunately, my mouth ran out of words there, so let's see if I can get to the end of the episode without failing again. Right, so this there, shipping route, hugs around there. It's that little D there indicates that this area here is supposed to be for the docks, I would suggest. Based on that, doesn't feel very docky to me. And with that one single national road highway cutting across, supplying the docks, I can see troubles there. Okay. Water movement. Now we know there's no running water on the land itself. It's a couple of lakes and that's it. But down here there's barely any movement at all. Barely any movement, apart from here. Lots of movement coming out of here, and this is this little inlet in the start square. So that's good. You can get down your sewage treatment there, but that is the only place that you can play vanilla sewage treatment, jobbies without using custom assets. So for me, that limits it a lot. This is it. That is very limited to that. So nice detailing. Unfortunately, it's going to be full of crap. And this lighthouse, very nicely done, nicely tapered in. Why is it there? It doesn't seem to be any hazards at all to the shipping anywhere around there. The only reason I can see that being there is to warn people not to swim in the sewage infested waters. Stinky old lighthouse. Okay. Where were we? So next, coast. We're going to have a look at the coast. Now, there doesn't seem to be any transition between the forests and the coast, and that's okay. But some of these trees are very close to the water, like this one. I'm pretty sure, without checking, they're not keen on salt water, okay, like this one as well. They would not like it that close. And that one's actually going to have its roots actually under the, definitely under the saltwater plain. Oh, definitely. Right, and there's going to be another one down here somewhere. I know, I've seen it. It's like, yeah, that one is close, okay? I have a minor problem with it. It's not the world's biggest issue. I can't see another one now. Okay, ignore. Enough. I've proven my point. Okay, I've shown what I mean. Up here though, now this is not. This is where the map's at its best. Okay, the terraforming is lovely. The mountains. I know it's from a height map, but they've been well worked. And although we're only using the generic tree pack, I'm not going to fault that because that's pretty much all I used in my map. It seems to work really well. The detailing in places is excellent, and like I say, the theme really brings out the colours of California very nicely indeed. The mountains, very dusty, very dry looking, not too rugged. You can build up in between them. You probably won't want to get too much at the top, but that's all good. And the tree placement is excellent as well. Like I say, around these little lakes, there's definitely like greenery going on. I like in that. I'm not particularly sold on the grass that's being used to indicate sort of like river reeds or, you know, river grasses. That's what I'm kind of saying, not necessarily reeds. Down here, this is a bigger lake, this one. And once again, if we have a look out to the lake from here, it's quite nice. I've got to imagine doing a bit of fishing off of this pier. And once again, I'm not keen on the grasses that have been used, but credit where it's due. They have been used very well to hide the big step to get up onto the pier, which hasn't been dropped down using Move It. And that hides that really well, so credit where it's due. I applaud that. Well done. That's excellent. Over here we've got some more of these, and once again, these just don't feel like the right sort of grasses for me. That would be growing there. Pretty much the only 3 places on the map they grow are there and also in that little intersection. Do you remember the intersection? Yeah, that one. Over here, castle. We're going to finish with this castle. It's fine, okay? It's kind of the right location. You know, if anybody attacked, you'd be able to see them coming. I'm all for that. Good position, but more of a fort than the castle, I would suggest, if we're talking America. I do have a couple of issues. First of all, right, the castle in the middle is collapsed. The towers are pretty much collapsed, okay, but that wall that goes around the outside is in perfect condition. And I would suggest that in places it would have collapsed as well. Right, so yeah, that's the kind of that. The other thing that I've got an issue with is access, okay. There's a door down here in this tower. Right, got that. Can you see that right at the bottom, just about? See the light shining through it. Over here, there's a door in that one as well. So you've got 2 entrances. A third entrance there, this one doesn't. But if we have a look on the inside, that's got a door. That's the one that hasn't got a door on the outside. These, though, don't have a door. So what I'm suggesting, the only real way to get into this fort would have been to go in through this door here, and assuming that the walls are hollow, make your way down to one of the doors that is that door on the inside. So there's 3 doors on the outside and only that one door on the inside. Just doesn't really work for me, doesn't feel realistic. But there we are. There we are. Right, let's find a location and we'll give this thing some marks, okay? Don't forget, create a request. He asked me to review this, and that's what I'm doing. Aesthetically, I'm going to be generous, okay? I've seen better looking maps, better looking desert maps, but I think it's definitely worth slightly more than the 3 stars, so I'm going to give it the 4th star, but only just eking that one in there. Detailing, quite a few little problems with this one, niggly things mostly, but enough to still score 3 stars, so 3 stars for that one. Gameplay potential, there are problems afoot with this one, especially with potential traffic issues with only 2 connections on 1 rail. I'm going to give that 2 stars for gameplay. I can see all sorts of issues with this one. But anyway, Owens Bay, WolfGT, that concludes that. Ooh. Well, thanks for watching, commenting, liking and subscribing. Don't forget, if you'd like to have your map reviewed, just stick something down in the comments. Give me the link to the Steam page and I'll put it on the list, and one day I will do your map. Probably. Likely. Thanks to these guys on Patreon for supporting me, and you can add me on there as well. It only costs you $1 a month, and I would love that, and I would love you. I love you.